So that spring game coming up this weekend, obviously, what are you most looking forward to see?
Hopefully more of the same, hopefully seeing guys flying around first of all, Eric, and then secondly, guys knowing what they're doing, and pretty much trying to see what prominent twos will step up when the lights go on, because I'm assuming there'll be a decent crowd. I don't know, but I'm assuming there'll be a decent crowd, so it'll be a little bit different atmosphere. The lights are on, you got to perform under the lights, so to speak. So those things, knowledge of what we're doing, continue to fly around, see who steps up. That's not a guy that I'm 100% sure could play yet.
You mentioned seeing if some of the twos would step up. Is there anyone, now that you've been through, 13 practices
right.
or so, is there anyone that's kind of surprised you?
I thought Reggie Daniels has had an overall good spring. Joe Walker and Tyson Coleman, for new guys inside there, have had a good spring. The D-line, I felt Sam Camp has stepped up a little bit. That D-line played well. And then I'm seeing like Christian French and Cody Carragher, some of those younger outside guys doing some good things too.
Is it too early to have concerns about certain positions maybe that you feel like you might be lacking in, or do you have those concerns yet, if any?
Yeah, we need to, our inside backer position is thin. We lose two great starters, so the only concern there is that we had some guys out this spring that weren't able to practice, so we were thinner there than I'd like to be, but that meant the second guys got a lot more reps. But I don't know if it's a concern. I just think it's, when I look at what we had last year, those guys got to step it up, or else we're a notch down at that position. That's all I'm saying. And I'm not saying we are a notch down, but Kiko and Michael Clay play a lot of football for us, and we're really good players. So unless those guys step up, we fall a little bit notched down.
Speaking of those guys, with this week coming up in the draft, I know you're obviously busy with everything going on here, but especially a guy like Dion, when you have someone who's going to go as high as he is, and I know you've spoken so highly of him over just the past couple of weeks, and you're begging him for him to come back, but how much are you talking to him this week and keeping in touch with him?
Oh, I sent him a text the other day, and last week sometime, I don't know what day, and then a voice message, right around the same time. I'll probably give him one more shout out in a text just to say, hey, good luck, and basically don't worry about the hype and where you're going to go and all that, because you never know. Just stay calm and enjoy the process, and whatever happens. It's going to make a team. But I'm excited for him and the other guys.
I'm sure you want him to go number 1 overall, but is part of you rooting for him to go to be reunited with Chip?
That would be great. I don't know. It depends on who has what needs. That'd be great for Dion. I have no idea. I don't follow the draft. I have no idea who's going to take who, what round, or any of that. And I don't think they even know. They always act like they know, but they don't know. They have a certain idea, but they don't really know. Dion, I hope, goes in the top 15 picks. You keep hearing that, so I hope he does.
I talked to a lot of different coaches, and they seem to say that the development of players is the reason why you do it, and not just on the field, off the field. When you look at where Dion was to where he's about to be, from a personal standpoint, how much does that kind of hit you?
Well, he's made a quantum leap in his life, both on and off the field. He really when you go from a tight end or a wide receiver to a tight end to an outside backer, defensive end type guy, and in 2+ years become a first-round draft pick on the field, that's an unbelievable progression and improvement in a short amount of time. And then the other thing that really impressed me about Dion is, he wasn't a guy that took care of business when he first got here, both, going to class or just, little things, couldn't keep up with that. And before he left her, he was one of our best leaders, telling everybody else what to do and how to do it. So, the sky's the limit for Dion Jordan. I wish him nothing but the best, both on and off the field. I think whoever gets Dion Jordan is going to get themselves a real solid young man that's going to really be a great representative of that football club.
Aliotti is one of the bigger freaks of nature that have ever come through here. He went, I think, 12th or something like that. Are you surprised that people are having Dion rated even higher than that? I mean, or is it...
Aaron, I don't know. I'm not surprised, but it seems like everybody thinks that, they're going to go to these 3-4s now because everybody's worried about the spread and all that kind of stuff. He's a valuable commodity because the guy's big, he's strong, and he can run. So he can rush the passer and he can play out in space, and he's smart. He loves football and he's tough. And other than that, I don't know any reason why a guy would want him.
And you think the change in style is part of the reason why he's more coveted than maybe he would have been 10 years ago?
Well, I don't know about that, but the change of style plus, what he brings to the table, he can do so many things. Just on all 4 special teams alone, you got yourself a four-team starter, just from the get-go doing nothing.
Did your scheme hold him back at all, or was he as dominant as he should have been here?
I hope our scheme never holds anybody back. I mean,
in terms of rotating guys, maybe he didn't get.
Oh no! I don't think that had anything to do with it. I think that we kept him fresh. If anything, he should have been fresh every time he was out there.
Right.
So, yeah, I hope it doesn't. I don't think it does, but.
Well, I mean, when I say held back, I mean statistically, or maybe because I've talked to some people who said they didn't feel like he was as dominant as you would think of a top 5 pick as being, because maybe he had a rack of 3 or 4 sacks a game.
Here's the way I look at it. When I go recruit somebody, I don't look at their stats. I love when coaches tell me, this guy rushed for 2,000 yards, or he made 100 and something tackles, or he punts, he averages 45 yards a punt. Well, those guys that sometimes average 45 yards a punt, they kick it 30 yards, it hits the ground, the guy doesn't catch it and rolls 15 more. That's not very good. When you watch film, you see athleticism. And this is not bragging. Those guys that are up there, and I know myself, doing this as long as I'm doing it, I don't care what your stats are. You got to make some plays when you're out there. Dion did that. Stats mean absolutely nothing to those guys. Trust me. They might like to talk about it. They don't care about stats. I could have 100 tackles. Dion could have 50. I think they'll take Dion first.
Nick, you love coaching. You told me you love this time of the season, the spring football, more than any other. Why is that?
2 reasons. You get to see the younger guys, where they've come from last year as freshmen, or guys that didn't play that much, see how much they've advanced in their knowledge of the game, and then how they play. You get to put in scheme and try things I call it the non-consequence offense and defense. Somebody throws a touchdown pass, oh well, you just go to the next play. That doesn't quite happen. Plus, you don't have to game plan for games, which is nice, and we get the weekends off. So there's a lot of reasons I like spring.
Besides Lacombo, I mean, how much have you noticed that he mentioned that Dion had talked to him before Dion went off and was doing all this draft prep about being more of a vocal guy and being the guy this year? How much have you noticed that this spring?
Haven't seen it yet. Not as much as I'd like, but I'm hard to please, so that's probably not fair. I always want more. So hopefully that'll come around by the time we line up in the fall, but I haven't seen it yet.
Think you will?
Yes, I do, because I think he gets it. I think sometimes when you're a 5th-year senior, spring ball is kind of probably not your favorite thing. You're and I'm not making excuses. You kind of go, hey, I've been through this before, and I shouldn't put these words in their mouth, but I think that's the way they approach it. I'd be ready for the fall. I don't like that attitude or that mind thought, but I think that's what happens.
When are you guys going to draft players? Is that coming up?
Probably. We have to do it today. Usually we practice Wednesday. With our team, so you have one practice in Shells. But I don't know what's going to happen in that because of bodies right now, and I'm not making that decision. I'm just saying, I'm just being honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen.
Big coin toss for Mariota.
Well, he won't play very long, so I'm not sure.
No one can touch him, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, my point. Yeah, you're right. I don't think he'll play very long. They don't need to see Marcus, but whoever gets Marcus obviously going to have a leg up. I think the most important draft pick is going to be who's the best second quarterback, because that guy's going to play long. And I've been scouting really hard this 13 days, and I really get involved. I love the spring game, but I'm not sure I know right now. I'm not sure I know. I'm gonna really listen to those offensive guys and see what I can pick up here the next 2
You
days.
can get the best one in D'Anthony, you'll be looking pretty good, right?
If I get D'Anthony, he's not coming out. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.